Hola amigos, buenas tardes, welcome, bienvenidos. Estamos en unidad 4, lección 1. So, esta sección es sobre la gramática. We're talking about the grammar lesson. Stem changing verbs, E to IE. Interesting. What is that? So we're gonna now explain it by listening. We'll see what Pili y Pablo have to say.
So, Pablo, I have a riddle for you.
Cool. I love riddles.
Okay. So, when is we different from you, I, he, she, and they?
Whoa, that's intense. That's a toughie. Come on, Billy, give me a hint.
Okay. Think. Spanish verbs.
Youch. Like that helps.
Okay. Hint number 2, Pablo. ¿Entiendes? Get it? ¿Entiendes?
Do I understand? Well, duh, no. Come on, Billy, one more hint.
Okay, but this is it. Pablo, listen carefully. Entendemos los verbos en español. ¿Entiendes?
Well, maybe you understand, but I sure don't. Entiendes, entendemos, huh? Okay, let me do that whole verb. Entiendo, entiendes, entiende, entendemos. Wait a minute.
No, he sees the light.
That's it. The you, I, he, she, and they forms all have an IE in them. But the we form doesn't.
Ding! Give that boy a prize. Yes, Pablo, you've solved the mystery of the stem changing verbs.
Okay, so Pablo pointed out and Pili pointed out that stem changing verbs only affect the yo, tú, él, ella, usted, and the ustedes form. All right, so notice it's an E, the E changes to an IE in all forms but the nosotros and vosotros. So the endings, we'll look more at it here in a moment. So not a whole lot helpful here. There are no subject verbs in the present tense of English. Okay, great. So spelling changes. We're talking about if we think about verbs, we have the stem and we have the ending, right? The stem is considered, I like to think of it as the stem of the flower or the trunk of the tree that sticks around kind of the root of the verb, right? It sticks around, it's the longest, most intense part, most important part. The ending of the verb is your ending. Endings are present tense endings we've learned, AR, ER, and IR, right? But the stem changes, so stem changing. Let's look at the explanation more here. So in Spanish, some verbs have a stem change in the present tense. How do you form the present tense of E to IE stem changing verbs? Here's how. So stem changing verbs have regular ER, IR present tense endings. So they have the same regular endings that we've learned and memorized. There's no need to memorize them again. We just apply them. But for E to IE stem changing verbs, the E of the stem will change to IE in all forms except nosotros and vosotros. We often, in Spanish, will call them boot verbs because quite literally, everything that is inside the boot, each conjugation that belongs in the boot will change. So if you look, here is the infinitive, querer, to want, just the infinitive meaning basic, right? It's not being changed to show anyone who's doing it. So when we do conjugate it, we say quiero, but we change the E to an IE. It preserves the sound, but also we need it for the spelling. Because in Spanish, the spelling is exact to the sound. So Querer, the verb querer. Yo form quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, queréis, quieren. All right, other E to IE stem-changing verbs that you have learned, specifically in this chapter, there's a reason why they're coming up now, because they're stem-changing. You have to learn something new with it. As you have cerrar, which is to close, empezar, which is to begin or to start. It's the second vowel. If there's ever two in the stem, it's the second one. So if you look, you see there's two E's. We don't look at the stem. We don't look at the ending. There are two E's. It's the second one. Entender, it means to understand. All right, and you'll see it's the second one. There are two. And pensar is to think or to plan. And preferir. Notice again that you'll have two E's in here, and it's the second one that changes. And stem-changing verbs, it is next to the last syllable that changes. All right, so Paula prefiere el vestido azul. Paula prefers the blue dress. Notice that when one verb follows another, we've learned this before, the first one is conjugated. This is a secondary information. So notice that when the first verb follows another, the first verb is conjugated, the second one stays in its infinitive form. ¿Quieres mirar la televisión o leer un libro? Do you want to watch TV or watch a movie? And quiero mirar la televisión is I want to watch a movie. All right, we'll look at it again here and with a little more practice.